Hey guys, my name is Jaysen Headley, and I'm auditioning for the DC All Access show. Now, what you might not know is I already co-host a show on YouTube called First Impressions with my co-host K.C'arl, and every week we review DC comics, movies, TV shows, all that stuff. So today, that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about the most recent comics, we're going to talk a little Arrow, maybe a little Flash, and we're going to throw in some movies and the upcoming Lego Batman 3. Alright, so I've got K.C'arl here. He's read some books, and I read a few books, so we're going to talk about them a little bit. So the first book he read is actually one of my favorites. We went to New York Comic Con, and this book everybody was super pumped for. So tell me a little bit, is Deathstroke 1 as bloody and gory as we wanted Deathstroke to be?
It is pretty bloody and gory. Like, if it were a movie, it would definitely be rated R.
That's
and
good.
Tony Daniel is doing such an excellent job with the art and the writing. He did that on Batman, and so we know he can produce these type of books, and it looks amazing. And there's twists in it that are, you know, really interesting to know. I'm not going to tell you what happens.
Awesome. Do you see Deathstroke in this book? Do you see us learning new things about him? Do you think we're going to see him differently than we've seen him before?
I think this is going to redefine Deathstroke.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I mean, we already know who we think he is, but it's going to redefine him for the new 52, I believe.
Why do you think Deathstroke is a character that people get so excited? I mean, when we went to the Infinite Crisis panel, everybody wants to play as Deathstroke.
Yeah.
Why is Deathstroke such that character?
Because he is a bad ASS. Can I say that? He's a badass.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. He uses knives, guns. He'll kill you however
Fights
he
with a little bit of
can.
everything, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's got a healing factor. He's just the baddest ass mercenary out there that no one wants to mess with, and he can't lose. He can't. He's just really that badass.
Yeah. Well, Deathstroke #1 is getting a lot of hype from the comic book community, so make sure you grab your copy because it sounds like it's amazing. All right, so now you have really gotten into the Flash comic book even before the show started.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit, are we into a new storyline now, or are we in the midst of?
We're actually coming to the end of the storyline.
All right.
There's a future Flash who's coming back to the present to fix these problems because there's something wrong with the Speed Force, and it ties in.
Surprise, surprise,
It
right?
ties in with World's End and Future's End.
Oh, very cool. So Flash is kind of the thing that's sort of combining all of these.
It's like a natural fit into Future's End.
Yeah.
Because he's from the future, you know?
That's awesome. Now, we'll talk about this a little bit more with Arrow, but have you seen anything that is, like, similar between the show and the book yet?
Well, other than the fact that Wally West is black in the New 52, and Iris West is black in the show.
So that's it so far.
So far, yeah.
Is there anything from the show that you would love to see get put into the book?
Wow. Well, you know, the element of fun and jovialness that Grant Gustin brings to the character isn't seen in this title as much because he seems a little bit older in this title.
Oh, right,
He's been the Flash for a little bit longer in this title.
Yeah. So you'd like to see a little bit more of that fun, kind of tongue-in-cheek humor.
Yeah.
Cool. Perfect. All right, so this book has been getting more and more similar to the TV show, which we love. Tell me, is Green Arrow, the book, as good as Arrow, the TV show, for you?
Well, it's a departure from what Lemire did, but it is bringing it closer to the show. They're slowly introducing elements from the show, but they're also introducing elements that are not in the show.
Right.
And so there's something new there, even though there's something familiar, and so it makes it very intriguing to read.
But we got Felicity now.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about Felicity. Are fans of hers going to be happy with how she is in the book? Is she different in any way?
Yeah, I think fans of Felicity will love Felicity in the book because she's pretty much exactly how
It's the
she
same
is
writers,
in the show.
so.
Yeah, so she's funny and she brings a different side to the book, which she brought also to the show.
That's great. Are there any elements from the show that you would love to see them put in the book? Or do you feel like there's any element from the show that you already think they're hinting at putting in the book?
Wow. That's interesting. I don't know. They already brought Komodo over to the show.
Yeah.
And in here, they introduced Mia, which is kind of like Thea. Well, Thea was based on Mia, and now Thea's changed her name to Mia in the show, so I'm wondering if they're trying to close the gap.
Maybe the characters will just cross over. Like, Thea will leave the TV show and come to the book, and then Mia can leave the book and go to the TV show. That's too complicated?
Maybe. I don't know. They'll probably have to do a crossover with Flash and go back in time and change multiverses or whatever.
Yeah. Well, we're excited to see what happens next either way.
Yeah.
So there you have it, DC All Access. That's just a little glimpse of our show and what we like to do on First Impressions. I would love to be on DC All Access because, as you can see, I already love talking about all of this stuff. I love talking about comics and movies and video games. I love DC, and it'd be great to just, get to do that all the time because that'd be a lot of fun. So I hope you enjoyed what you saw.